So the prehistoric update is finally live inside of Grow a Garden, bringing new dino eggs like this one right here. And we also got new seeds like this one right here. And we also even got a bunch of new event rewards, which we'll cover in this video. So obviously make sure you do stay till the end so you don't miss out on anything. Now, obviously starting off with the official update release of this, we have a new daily quest system. We have a new DNA egg system right here, which is really cool. We also have a new wandering merchant and a new fix to the seed thing. So the original Sam is finally back. But one of the main things to note is inside of this, we have the original seeds, but inside of the shop, we have, the original one. We also have this burning bud right here. What's funny about this one is in the testing server, this was always there and it was removed. Because what happened is if you do search burning bud, this is actually a slang term for something, and the developers felt uncomfortable about releasing this to, a child's game. But I guess they, got over that and they finally released the burning bud, which doesn't have too high of a sell value considering I think it's like 60 something thousand. Not too great, but it can get very big, which is one of my favorite things about it. The next thing is obviously all of the new plants. So if you go over to the shop, you can see the seeds right here. Also, I'll probably just give these away, right? And if you want to enter into the giveaway, like and comment your username in this video. But as you see, we have the stone bite, paradise petal, we have the horned dino shroom, the bone boo, firefly fern, and the fossilite. So if you want to use, I have a website, you can check values, right? So I'll use this to check the values of these things. And on the new one, we can start with the stone bite. The stone bite has a sell value of 31,000. Then, the paradise petal has a sell value of 26,000. The horned dino shroom has a sell value of 67,000. The bone boo right there has a sell value of 131,000. This is a single harvest, I think. The firefly fern has a sell value of 65,000. And then the fossilite, the big one, has a sell value of almost about 80,000. And then obviously we have the new best plant in the game, which I'll cover later in the video. But for the most part, we also have, obviously the new burning bud, which as shown before is the new highest in the shop. And additionally, for the previous shop that was in the summer one, this is going to be cycled in as a traveling merchant, meaning it'll come in about every 4 hours. The next thing is we also have a bunch of new pets, which I'll go over in a second. So I guess I'll just open up this egg right here. So we'll hatch this and see which pet we get from the new selection. Currently don't know all of them, but we got this thing right here. I don't know the selection of what you can get, but this thing is huge. So this is this triceratops. So I'm going to pick up probably this scarlet macaw, put this down. So the new triceratops. This has the ability for every 3 minutes ram into 3 random plants and advance their growth by 33 minutes and has a 15% chance to do it again each time. That's pretty good. It's a legendary. So there's this T-Rex, Thesaurus, I don't know how to say that, and then 3 other. And then obviously, we have this new one right here. We also obviously have the dino egg, which contains, I think, 6 possible dinosaurs. We also have the way you actually get them. So this is going to be called the dinosaur egg right here. So boom, we get our dinosaur egg. And so pretty much the way this is going to work is you're going to come over to him and literally any pet. So you can use like a crab, right? Take this pet and it'll pretty much make an egg out of it, right? So it'll take an hour. So it doesn't matter what pet you can use. You can also use this to recycle through old, useless pets. And then when you do so, because if you want to come over to the pet eggs, as you see on pet info, there is nothing actively in it, including that. But next thing is the traveling merchant in the new item. So obviously the summer merchant is the new one you can actively get all the stuff from. So this is going to be all of the previous stuff, as in all the summer ones. But one thing to note is the sugar apple and all the, base starter ones are not considered summer, I guess. So these are all back, including the ember lily and the beanstalk, which is nice. But the next thing to note is we also have the new prehistoric quest. So the way this is going to work is fairly straightforward. So if you want to come over and interact with this also ties into how you get the new bone blossom. So as you see, you're going to have daily quests. These are going to be, I think, daily, right? And so you're going to do the quest and you're going to get, I think this is consistently the same, a crate, a seed pack, and then this egg right here. So their quests are all different, right? I did mine and it contributed to this thing right here. And then once you get further in through it throughout the week, you'll get more. So you get looks like a volcano decoration and then 3 seed packs. And then you'll get a golden statue of something. And then you get 6 seed packs and then you'll get 3 sprays. So this spray is actually going to be the new best, a new mutation, which is going to be called Amber right here. You can get this using cleaning spray, dinosaur egg, and 1,000,000 shekels. And if you go back on over to my website, once again, this should be in the description. You should be able to see the new mutation. Amber right here has a 10x. We also have a bunch of new mutations from weather events, which I'll also cover later. And then obviously then you get 10 seed packs. And then this is the bone blossom right here. So this is the new best one. So I think this will literally take an entire week to get one of them. And since this is a 1 week event, I'm assuming, right, we'll only get, you know, a chance to get one of these. So you have to actively do it every day throughout the event, even get a shot at getting it. And then obviously we have the new ancient seed pack. So I'll open this up and get the worst thing out of it, a stone bite. And then the next thing is the new events, right? So we have one called the sandstorm, which has been teased at frequently. And this is going to give the new, a few of the new mutations, one of which is going to be sandy, if I can find one with it, which is this one right here, sandy. And then the next one is clay. So let me find one with clay. This big brown one right here is probably the one with clay, right here at the cellophane ear. And then finally, after clay, there is another one. Man, I know it's somewhere up here. With all the beanstalks I have, it has to be at least one of these. Ceramic, that's the other one. So ceramic is the third one that's going to come from the sandstorm. Sandstorm doesn't last too long, but it is pretty decent considering a lot of these have decent sell value increase. And then furthermore, we also have a bunch of new cosmetics. So the cosmetics are from the crate over here, which I'll open up real fast. Openable, there we go. So we got a, ooh, that is cool. Let me place one of these down. Yeah, these things are huge. They're also really cool. I like them. Yeah, they look kind of cool. I mean, they also are really big. And we also have a bunch of quality of life changes. So over on the update logs, which I'll bring up in a second once I click it, as you see, we have fixes and changes. So as this one shows, the fixes and changes. So we have, you can now expand your maximum pet inventory size, which I'll show you how to do that in a second. You can now shovel sprinklers. They fix the daily quest, which I'll show you that also. Various performance optimization and a lot of bug fixes. So one of the main bug fixes would be around the infinite sprinkler glitch. So not the sprinkler method, right, where you leave the game. It was a glitch that actually made them run infinitely. So we have that. And then obviously they said that the daily quests were fixed, which would be this, so you can get better rewards out of it, which is nice. Furthermore, we also had the expand your pet thing. So that's going to be over by the pet salesman. So show pet info. And it's going to be this one right here. So this is whenever, you know, you try to claim a pet or something, it says you've reached the max and you can only, you know, claim 60 or more, or you can only claim up to 60. This is going to be how you expand your inventory space to include more of them. So it further, once again, requires, you know, pet trade-in. So same with like if you want to equip more, you have to trade in pets at a higher level. If you want to place down more eggs at once, you have to get pets at a higher level. And then if you want to equip more or have more pets in your inventory, you have to trade in more at a higher level. And this is for 5 extra inventory slots per level, which isn't too bad considering you can get 25 extra and then be able to hold 85 in total. And then for the most part, once again, this is a brand new update. This is a lot of really cool changes and fixes. And once again, if you honestly have a new, like an opinion on which pet you're wanting first, or, you know, which plant, make sure you leave that in the comments and I'll try to, you know, respond to it if I can. But anyways, subscribe for more Grow Garden content and I'll see you on the next one.